and welcome to the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management. This is our Purdue's for Me presentation. My name is Maggie Leach. I'm an academic advisor in Hospitality and Tourism Management, and I'll be taking you through today's presentation. Hospitality and Tourism Management at Purdue is one of the top-ranked HTM programs in the nation. We typically come up higher ranked when we're looking at hospitality programs that deal a lot with experiential learning and job placement. Purdue is the #1 ranked for our master's and PhD program in hospitality and tourism management, and the undergrad program typically comes up within the top 20 hospitality and tourism management programs. Hospitality and tourism management is designed for students or people that are interested in people management. You can see from this slide that traditional hospitality businesses like hotels, restaurants, and event planners are here, but this field is much larger than just those areas. People that are interested in operations management and that want to be in the field managing people, managing numbers, and managing large budgets are great fits for hospitality and tourism management, especially HTM at Purdue. The attached picture is a rendering of the lobby of the Purdue Union Club Hotel that's gone through a renovation for all of 2018, 2019, and it'll actually open in the fall of 2020. This is especially exciting as this is one of the locations that our students get to have some of their experiential learning lab classrooms. As you're choosing where to go for college and making those final decisions, many of you have questions about where your AP, IB, or dual credit classes will come in, or if they'll come in, and how does that all work. Listed here on the screen are most of the areas where we receive AP, IB, or dual credit classes. Typically, students come in, we see a lot of econ classes, we see a lot of English, humanities classes, quantitative reasoning are those math classes that you all have been working on. We see psych a lot. Statistics and science are the ones that we typically also see in there. So if you are taking an AP class, we're looking for a 3, 4, or 5 on that exam for it to be able to transfer to any university. At Purdue, a 3 will get you what we call elective credit. So that's going to come in as, say you took a statistics class, you got a 3 on the national exam. We're saying fantastic. You understand statistics, but you understand that at an elective level, we're not going to give you the direct stat 301 or 501 that we have here at Purdue. You're going to have to still take that class, but you're going to have a leg up on everybody else that's not already studied statistics. If you get a 4 or 5, that means you get direct credit in the class and that you will not have to take that class at Purdue. That box is pretty much checked for you. If you have questions about how AP, IB, or dual credit works, please feel free to email me. My email will be in the last slide on this presentation. Dual credit, we'll go through that one real quick too. Dual credit, if you receive a C at the university that you're getting a dual credit class from, that class will transfer to all universities. Whether it's a class that you have that's required on the plan of study that you're completing at that university will be the next question. So if you took a dual credit class here in Indiana at Ivy Tech and you took a COM 101 class there is their speech class, that's going to come to Purdue as our COM 114, our speech class. If you got a C or better, it checks the box here and you don't have to do that, and we count that as transfer credit. Grades don't transfer, only classes do. So it doesn't affect your GPA with these transfer credits, but you do have to get a C for it to come from one university over to the other. Transfer credits are also transferred separately. So even though that class that you took at a dual credit institution is posted on your high school transcripts, you have to request that class from that institution that you took it from to be sent to Purdue for your transcripts here. We can't take that class off your high school transcripts. We have to get it from the originating institution. So as you're coming to college and as you're scheduling classes this summer, your advisors are going to be asking, do you have any AP, IB, or dual credit classes? And we understand some of those AP classes you may have not had testing results from, or you may not have even been able to take those tests yet. But we just want to make sure that we're not scheduling you for a class or recommending a class that you may already be getting credit for. So if you have questions about this, again, please feel free to talk to me individually via email, or we can set up a call. Within HTM, students will take the HTM coursework. If a student is more interested in event planning versus traditional people management, this student will still take the same core HTM classes. These classes are designed to make all students, no matter your area of focus, great managers of people in hospitality businesses. Classes will focus on a core of accounting as students progress from HTM 141, which is Introduction to Accounting, to HTM 241, which is Managerial Accounting, more so strategizing in how we do accounting, and then HTM 341, Cost Control Accounting. Alongside that, you're going to have a core of organizational management classes like HTM 212 and HTM 312, which is Human Resource Management. You'll have a core of marketing classes with HTM 231 and some optional additional marketing classes if you're more interested in that area. And then students will take some leadership classes in our experiential learning classes like HTM 291, 492, and HTM 181, which is an introduction to lodging management. HTM 291 and 492 are our experiential learning classes in our John Purdue room restaurant within Marriott Hall. I have students all the time that tell me, look, I don't want to do restaurant management. Why am I doing this lab class in a restaurant? Well, the great thing about a restaurant is it's real people coming in, paying real money with interactions that we're not creating. These are self-generated interactions. So if somebody spills something, how do you as a manager solve that without just giving everything away for free? The other thing about this 291, 492 lab combination is 291, you're going in and you're learning all the different positions that the restaurant has, from front of the house, back of the house, from quick service dining to full service dining. So you're dealing with two different types of customers even. And then in 492, you're coming back and you're running that class as a manager. You're responsible for the ordering, for the operations, for grading what are essentially are your peers. So as you go into industry, you've had these experiences. And the idea isn't really to train you on how to run a restaurant. I mean, sure, that's a byproduct. You're going to learn how to grill, saute, fry. Great, some added benefits to that class, but you're not going to become a chef when you complete that class. You have no culinary degree. In fact, we have full-time chefs that are there making sure you know how to do what you're doing so that we're still putting out a good product. No, the idea is that the best managers, we believe, are the ones that know how to do the job that they're managing. They're not the best at it, but they can recognize the best, hire the best, train people to become the best, so they can lead these great teams to do incredible things. By going through a course like this and actually having those real life interactions and those opportunities to learn on your feet, you're going to be that much more ready for any industry that you go into as a manager. And I think that's really the beauty of this class and the program that we have here at Purdue, is that you get these unsimulated circumstances that you get to work in a learning opportunity. And then at the end of that, digest the information with a professional, with a faculty member who has been there, done this, and that can offer you solutions, critiques, and compliments on how your management style is starting to develop. So these are some fantastic classes that you get to take in these experiential learning leadership management classes. And then one of the other classes that you're going to take is a capstone class called feasibility studies. That's our HTM 499. This class is really a combination of all the classes that you will have seen in HTM, where you are forming your own business. You're basically getting everything ready that you would present to a bank in order to get funding for a business. This class is going to make you use your accounting classes, use your marketing and your management theory classes, all those things that you would need to really form a business. You'll work in a group on this to put together a business plan, and then at the end of that, we'll see how feasible that company actually is. In the last, I think 4 years, we've had about 6 different businesses start from this particular class here. So it's really a fun one. So that last screen wasn't by any means a full list of all your HTM classes. Some other related business coursework that you'll be taking when you're in HTM are you have a business law class, you have a facilities management class, which is the most expensive thing that you're going to manage is the building itself. No matter what type of operations you go in, it's typically in some type of facility or building. And so how do you make decisions on that building when things come up? Usually those are the most expensive decisions you're going to make, from, you know, the heating and ventilation system, the air conditioner went down, to we have to replace a roof. This is sort of your engineering for hospitality students class. If you haven't heard, let me break it to you now. Purdue is kind of known as a engineering school. So this is your chance to get an engineering class in the hospitality major. But this is really important. Facilities management is one of those things that's really going to make or break your budget in a lot of different areas where you're going to make those decisions. So having a facilities management class, while it is very challenging, it's actually really cool and exciting because this is really where we can make a huge impact on how well we do as a business. You're going to have some consumer behavior classes. So constantly dealing with customers and those interactions, this class will help you to better be able to manage that interaction. Revenue management is a huge thing in most industries right now, and a lot of it developed out of hospitality. Think of revenue management as the pricing of things. Where do we price things? When do we know to press the price up or push it down? How are those decisions made? We see this a lot in when you're picking out an airplane price. If you go on today versus tomorrow, the price may go up or down. I want to come back on a Tuesday because it tends to be cheaper than if I come back on a Friday, those kind of things. That's all revenue management. Revenue management's in everything. It's definitely in airlines, but it's also in hotels. We're starting to see it in restaurants and lots of different areas. And this is a very exciting avenue of the hospitality industry to go into. Event planning, if you're interested in event planning, you can actually get a hospitality and tourism management event planning minor at Purdue that's hosted in the HTM department. So you would have first access to those classes, and you get to take additional classes in that. So if you're not interested in event planning, you don't have to take any of those classes, but if you are, you can take about 5 classes in event planning to get a better understanding of the industry and how to navigate through it and become successful in it. Lodging management classes, we talked about a couple of those in the last slide, but you'll have options to take more of those if you're interested. There's only one that's required if this is not your particular area of interest. We do make every student take a sanitation class. You take that your first year at Purdue because you get a national certification in sanitation when you do that, and it really helps with transitioning into an internship right after your freshman year. So we like to get that national certification done your first year at Purdue. Every student's going to do a base tourism class, but if you want to do more, you're welcome to. We have quite a few extra ones if you're interested in tourism management. We talked about the accounting and the managerial accounting, and then coming soon are our marketing analysis and our advanced analytics classes that will be part of your requirements for graduation. We've heard a lot from industry that students will excel a lot faster if they have more understanding of analytics and how that works within industry. So Purdue will be creating a course here in the next 2 semesters so that you'll be able to take that your sophomore or junior year to really develop those skills and get ready for your career in industry. Our experiential learning classes give you the chance to learn management by doing. We believe the best managers are the ones that have done the jobs before. In HTM 291, you will get to do all the positions in the John Purdue Room restaurant before coming back the next semester and managing those positions. If you know how to do the job, you can better hire and mentor people that are doing those jobs. We want you to be able to recognize the best, train people to be the best, and then to lead those teams. When we're focusing on these classes, it's the major coursework that's assessed through experiential learning that we find students really gravitate to and have some of the most wonderful experiences in. These courses are going to connect you with industry and help you learn by actually doing what's expected of you in industry. These courses are also going to give you networking opportunities within industry and with each other. So students that are interested in slightly different areas of the hospitality field, we get you together in these classes to do things that are not as typical academic as you would in your regular coursework. So this gives you an opportunity to really network with your peers and help get to know each other. This is also going to help you with your required internships because you've now had some experience in working and have had a chance to experience some of these things and decide if you might like or not like them and which areas you might want to focus on as well. In hospitality and tourism management, we are going to require you to do 2 internships, and this is actually a great thing, so don't get nervous. Your advisor and your team of people at Purdue are going to work with you to find these, but really what's great about this is that you get to do this and that it's going to build your connections and your opportunities so that when you graduate, you'll have lots of opportunities. We require you to do these 2 classes called HTM 202, Work Experience, and HTM 302, Internship. These will help you gain hands-on work experience and then enhance your professional skills. So we're not going to give you jobs. You're going to have to go out there and find them, but we're going to give you all the resources to be able to do that. We're going to bring about 200 companies here just for our 400 students. We'll bring them here in the fall in September, so right after you come to campus. And they will be here hiring people for internships and full-time employment. So students can go and interview with those companies. We're going to give you classes and opportunities to get your resume ready and get you all ready to be able to talk about yourself and get these internship opportunities. And if you don't want one of the ones that we're bringing to the university, you can always say, I really want to go home this summer. There's a number of companies that will count for your internship. Work experience really is just that. You're taking an online class called Work Experience, and at the same time, you're getting work experience. We want you to get a job. We want you to know what it's like to have a 40-hour-a-week work opportunity, so you know what it's like to work. We would like that to be hospitality related. It'll help you get connections with an industry if it is, but for the most part, there's lots of opportunities for jobs that you can do that will count for this experience. We are also trying to get you to build your brand, get you to build your network. What kind of job do you want? Where do you want to work? What locations do you want to work at? If you're from Indiana and you know you want to work in New York City, then let's start to build your opportunities in New York City by getting you an internship there so you'll have more job opportunities when you graduate. This is actually one of the best ways to get you multiple job opportunities and competitive salary opportunities upon graduation. So hopefully some of you are thinking about studying abroad in the future. There's lots of opportunities at Purdue to study abroad. They typically come in one of these 5 packages. So study abroads are either done over spring break, winter break, we do summer study abroads, full semester study abroads, and then academic year study abroads. So our spring break, winter break, and summer study abroads, those are typically led by HTM faculty and staff, where we teach HTM classes, and you take 1 to 3. In the summer, you can take up to 9 credit hours of coursework, and you go with HTM faculty and HTM students or other students at Purdue to a location and learn about whatever we're studying in hospitality. Those tend to be lots of cultural and tourism classes that are honestly just tons of fun, but you're a great learning experience because you get to learn about a culture while living in that culture. So it's amazing opportunities. We also do full semester study abroads where you actually go to another university that Purdue is partnered with, and you take classes at that university in typically hospitality and tourism management. Or if you're focusing on a minor, you might take classes in Spanish or whatever that minor might be focusing on to get a better understanding of those particular areas of study. You can do those classes for a full semester or even up to a year. And with a lot of those partnerships, you're just paying Purdue tuition and then going to live at, for example, Dublin Institute of Technology. There's over 250 locations around the world where Purdue is partnered for semester and academic year study abroad opportunities. So if this is something that you're interested in, please mention it to your academic advisor because we'll help you figure out when might be the best time for you to do this and how it'll fit into your academic plan so that we can save the classes that we would need for you to take abroad and not have you take them at Purdue so that you can get those classes and still graduate on time and be meaningful and impactful in your educational studies. 2 unique study abroad opportunities that also incorporate our internships. The first one is sort of the most notable one is done in China, and we've been doing this for about 21 years now. Our students go to China and they study in one of about 10 different locations, and these are all large cities, all of them bigger than New York City. And students partner with 5-star hotel operations that are equivalent to the United States' Ritz-Carlton hotels. Typically, students are at Shangri-La hotels or Sofitel hotels in these large cities. Students are always paired with at least one other student and with groups as big as 4 students studying in one particular city location. Students take 12 credit hours of needed coursework, and they get both of their internships done within this 12 credit hours. And they get to live and work in the hotel. So you're getting 5-star opportunity to work and learn in a hotel, and you're getting coursework done. This program is valued at about $48,000, but it's called a co-sponsored program because the hotels pay for most of the opportunity. So in-state or out-of-state, the hotels are going to pay for your airfare, your housing. They're going to pay towards your tuition. They are going to pay for your they're going to give you pocket money while you're there, and they're going to pay for all your food. So the final cost comes down to about $9,500 per student. All of our students for the last few years have gotten additional scholarships, and most have paid around $5,000 for the whole semester's worth of coursework. So this is a great opportunity for in-state or out-of-state students, but especially out-of-state students. You're going to save a lot of money and get an amazingly impactful opportunity while you're there. The other opportunity that we do that has both an internship and a study abroad opportunity in it is in Majorca, Spain. Majorca is an island off the coast of Spain in the Mediterranean, so it's white sand beaches and blue water. It's a huge tourist destination for people from the United Kingdom, from Germany, and essentially from Spain. So if you speak Spanish, German, or English, this opportunity is open to you. All the classes will be taught in English. Most of our students stay with host families, and students get to take 12 credit hours of coursework while also doing an internship in Majorca. We have a lovely partnership with a company called CIEE, which is an American study abroad company, and they set up opportunities around the world. And this one in Majorca is set up specifically for students that want to study hospitality. And our representative there, Antonia, will meet with you when you get there, and she'll help partner you with the part of industry that you want to go into. So this last year, we had 3 students go. 2 of them were interested in hospitality management, and 1 was interested in revenue management. And she was able to get all 3 of them jobs in the area that they wanted to actually specifically work in. Those students did their work experience and their classes all at the same time, and got also opportunities to travel within their weekends while they were studying there. So great opportunities if you want to be in Europe, or if you want to be in China, to get your internship done while also getting to learn about another culture. Beyond the classroom, we have tons of opportunities for students to get involved. If you didn't know, Purdue has over 1,000 clubs and organizations, so there's definitely lots of opportunities to get involved. HTM, or the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, actually consists of 4 different majors. The one we're talking about today is Hospitality and Tourism Management, but we also have Selling and Sales Management under the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management. We have Financial Planning, and we have Retail Management. So you'll see from this list, within the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, we have a number of clubs. Some focus more on HTM, some focus more on selling and sales, or financial planning, or retail. But there's lots of opportunities to get involved. In fact, this isn't the extensive list of all that we do within the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management. We recommend typically as advisors to get involved in at least one club within your major, so that your professors and the students within the major start to know who you are, but also dive into the other interests that you have. With 1,000 clubs and organizations, you can get involved in lots of other things. But we want to keep at least one foot in HTM so you can be recognized here, but go and join other clubs within the university and get to know lots of other peoples. This is one of the great things about being at a large university. You can have lots and lots of experiences. So HTM Career Services are here to help you secure your first internship, or help you get your full-time employment after graduation. We're also here beyond that. So the Center for Career Opportunity at Purdue and HTM Career Services are here as long as you're a Boilermaker. So you graduate, you're 100% always a Boilermaker. These services don't stop. One of the cool things, though, that coming into Purdue you'll see is every year in the fall, we have a career fair with over 125 companies. This fall, we're actually gearing up to have over 200 companies here to recruit you for internships and full-time employment upon graduation. We do on-campus interviews for you. So what that means is you're living here in West Lafayette and you want a job in New York, we've got those companies coming here and they'll interview you on campus. So you're not taking time off of school to go and interview for these amazing internships over the summer. They're coming here to interview you because they know that Purdue is one of the schools they want to get students from. Professional development is also offered through networking events throughout the entire academic year. So that means companies are going to come to campus and they're going to tell you about themselves. They're going to go into these classrooms essentially, and they'll have evening meetings where they say, hey, come and listen to what we do as a company. A lot of these companies you've probably never heard of before. and they'll tell you about sort of their strategy, what kind of students they look to hire, what type of how they treat people, what type of packages that they have to offer, and what their vision and mission and values and goals are, so you can see which are the best companies for you to align with. During those development networking opportunities, they are also typically handing out interviews for the next day for anybody that's there that's interested and they feel like it's a good fit for them. We also provide you assistance with resume writing. So you come to Purdue and you maybe have done a lot or you maybe haven't done that much, but let's get it written down into a professional resume and figure out how to write that in a way that's going to get you the next job that you want. Also, every summer you're likely going to be doing stuff. So we've got the Center for Career Opportunity here that's located in Young Hall, and they'll work with you every time you're ready to update your resume or you want to change your resume around a little bit so that it's more applicable to that job that you're applying for. We're also going to help you get ready for setting up your LinkedIn, getting your photos or headshots ready so that it's not just some picture that you took from your phone. It's a professional picture that says, look, I'm ready to go out there and work and I'm going to be a professional person to be hired by your company. We are here to partner with you to help you make that next step from high school student to college student and beyond, and get partnered with those companies that really are good fits for you. The Center for Career Opportunities that I keep talking about and is an amazing place here on campus. They're actually 4th ranked in the nation for what they do. We are one of the best schools to come to get help with finding a job for internships or careers. So we will spend a lot of time your freshman year introducing you to the CCO and helping you get set up with anything that you might need from there. But the CCO is just a resource. It's not a class. It's there for you all the time. Whenever you're ready for it, you go in and get the help that you need from the Center for Career Opportunity in the areas that you're looking to improve. This is a list of some of our top employers after graduation, and this is really our 2018 list. The 2019 numbers are about to be released, and you can look through those from our Center for Career Opportunities First Destination survey that's called the Data Digest. If you're interested in that, you just go to www.purdue.edu/data digest, which is DATADIGEST. From there, you can sort information by major and even look up salary ranges for different companies or different job titles of students that have graduated in the past. So 2019 numbers will be out there soon, but here's a good list of big companies that were hiring a number of our students in 2018. So here's some important dates for you. I realize that March 1st is already passed, but if you haven't filed your FAFSA and you'd like to, you still can file it. May 1st is coming up upon our Purdue deposit deadline. That looks like it might be extended, but if you are sure that Purdue is where you want to be, we'd want to get that deposit in by May 1st. May 5th is the contract deadline for housing. So Purdue typically boasts 98% of our freshmen will live in some type of Purdue housing contract. There's no requirement for freshmen or new incoming students to live on campus, but it is such a successful program that most of our students will choose to do that. So if you know that you want to be housed on campus, you have to get that stuff in by 11:59 on May 5th. Over the summer, we'll do what's called Student Transition Advising and Registration, or STAR, which we'll call it all the time, we'll call it STAR. But basically, it's helping you get your fall classes all registered over the summer. This is available typically in virtual STAR, which means you're not coming to campus, or in-person STAR. With a lot of changes this summer, we will have both available right now, and we'll be deciding which way we're going to continue that. But feel free to sign up for either, and we'll help navigate through that. And you'll be assigned your academic advisor at Purdue. We'll work with you to figure out which is the best schedule for you in the fall and get you all registered for classes. And then we hope to see you on August 17th for what we call BGR, which stands for Boiler Gold Rush. This is our nationally recognized onboarding process to make you a Boilermaker, essentially. But it's really, you move in a week before the rest of the university or the rest of the 30,000 students come to Purdue. It gives new students a chance to move in early and get familiar with campus. But we also do a lot of fun programming during that BGR week to get you to know the people that'll be in your residence hall, which will likely not be students that are in your major. We're also going to get you familiarized with campus. So you'll have events all over campus and some events in downtown West Lafayette and downtown Lafayette, so you can get familiar with the city that you're now living in. We'll have you use the bus system. We'll have you try out all of the different residence halls so you can know where the best food is, where to get the best cookies, which is always important. And we will have you work with different groups so that you'll get to meet lots and lots of incoming students and become really more comfortable in this place that you'll be calling home for the next few months. In addition to that, if you're interested, we have an amazing learning community within hospitality and tourism management. Our learning community consists of 3 different 1 credit hour classes that students take. HTM 100-10 is a required class that you take with our department head, Dr. Richard Gaselli. HTM 101 would be an optional 5-week class that you would be required to take if you're in the learning community. It counts as an elective, but it's a wonderful way to get onboarded at Purdue. All those things that you feel like you should know, but you're not sure how you know, like figuring out your graduation plan, getting connected with the resources to get your resume done, learning what the how to go to the career fair and what you need to be ready for that, figuring out who all the professors are in your major, and understanding what they teach and what they are interested in, so you can figure out which classes you might want to join and which professors you might want to pick to teach those classes. That's all done in this 5-week HTM 101 class that's, again, taught by the department head. This is an optional class, but if you're in the learning community, it is required. And it's a wonderful way to get a nice, easy grade, get familiar with what's going on in hospitality, but also start to meet the people that are in your major, these incoming freshmen that will have like the biggest impact on your 4 years here at Purdue. So getting to figure out who are these students and who might I want to be friends with and who might I want to interact more with. And the third class that's also a 1 credit hour class is an 8-week class called GS 175. GS 175 is an information studies class. So this is a class that's going to help you research at a tier 1 research institute. Most of you have done some type of research project in the past, and this class will help take you through research opportunities at the university, but also where do you get this information? Where are the 35 libraries located on campus? How do I get help from a librarian? Where are the databases that Purdue pays to have access to so that you can research appropriately for the projects that you'll be involved in while you're here on campus? The learning community is free right now. It's one of those fantastic things about it. The learning community also does a couple of activities off of campus on a few Saturdays. Those are promised to be non-football Saturdays, where you get to travel up to Chicago or Indianapolis and tour hospitality industries. And then you do a learning or service learning project together on one Saturday for a few hours. In addition to that, you'll get invited to lunches with faculty. They're not required, but if you want to get to know your faculty a little bit more, that's something fun that happens in the learning community. And then learning community gets established housing on campus. Finally, here is our advising team. My name, again, is Maggie Leach. You can reach me at maggy@purdue.edu. If you have any questions after this, I am certainly more than happy to email back and forth with you, or we can do a Zoom video call or a phone call, whichever works best for you. Jacqueline Palm is the Director of Student Services in Hospitality and Tourism Management and is one of the other advisors in HTM. Bobby Moulter is the Director of Consumer Sciences within the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management, and you can reach her at the email below, as well as Tiffany Sturgar also advises in Consumer Sciences majors within the School of Hospitality and Tourism Management. And then our friend Tina Kruger is our support staff in Hospitality and Tourism Management. So when you come to visit us in our offices within Marriott Hall, she's typically the first one you see. Thank you so much for coming to this today. Sorry we didn't get to meet you on campus, but we are so looking forward to our fall semester, having all of our students return to campus and getting back into the hospitality and tourism management heart of what we do and being involved with our students. So again, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to you reaching out with any questions you have, or just say you stopped in and you visited this I don't know what we're calling this, PowerPoint. And I am super excited to hear about all of you hopefully coming to Purdue. Thanks so much for your time. Bye.